All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, August 2nd. This is my third try at recording this video. The first two times I did something wrong. Well, the first time I forgot half of what I wanted to tell you, so I did it again, and somehow my microphone didn't connect right, so the video didn't have sound, so I apologize for that. But I've wanted to do a little garden journal for a while, so I'm out here now. First thing we're going to show you is my mint. This right here is sweet mint. This over here is peppermint. And they both looking pretty rough right now, and I think it's because of the heat. I whacked this one back pretty hard a couple of days ago, and as you can see, it's coming back from the middle. And I cut this one back pretty hard, and it's always coming back. Peppermint is just crazy. I did want to talk a little bit about these planters. I bought them off Amazon. They're made of fir wood, which is supposed to be rot resistant. But I've been pretty disappointed at how quickly they began to rot. And this one's not too bad right now, but I can feel on the inside the wood is getting soft. Let me show you me feeling. And this one back here is even worse. Hang on, let's get around this big old tree. I love that tree. It needs some work. This one is just completely, and this is the newer of the two. Well, you can see how soft it is right in there already. So anyway, this is my spare basil, right? Let me level this out. There you go. This is my spare basil. I always plant too much basil because for some reason I have a very high attrition rate. I don't know if you heard the bird scolding me out there, but it sounded like a jay. All right, here we go. And here is my supervisor. She's coming to make sure I do a good job. But here is my yard. And don't freak out. My grass is nearly knee high. Because I'm trying to let it grow, I might actually get out and mow. It's only supposed to be in the mid 80s today, mid to upper 80s. So it might not be too hot to mow. Oh, let me come over here and show you this. This right here is a patch of spearmint, which I've let go to flower. You can see the little flowers right here. When I first moved into this house, my then next door neighbor, the late Mrs. Newman, gave me some spearmint, told me it'd keep mosquitoes out of my house. It did not. And all of this right here, excuse me, this is a weed. But most people don't know it was brought over here as a greens crop by early settlers. It's called American plantain. If you get those new leaves early in the spring, oh, it's delicious. And even later on, you can boil it down just like, eat turnip greens, collard greens, any other kind of greens. Okay. Now over here, what I was going to tell you. So we had storms come through Friday night, and it did a number on my little raised bed system. My little shade cloth rig right there. It was completely torn down. I had to get out here and rebuild the whole thing. Fortunately, none of the plants underneath it seemed to be damaged. But I want to show you this. This is the one, look, it's got new growth. This is the one, something was eating it. It was down to 2 leaves, this leaf and these 2 leaves, well, 3 leaves. And then I moved one of my spare basils over here. Whatever was eating it decided it wasn't that interested after all. So it's putting out new growth, so I'm excited to see that. I came out yesterday evening, got my drip hose hooked up, and I got some more cardboard. I'm going to put another layer of mulch on. Oops, I'm not sure what happened there. That just broke off. Let me go ahead and pinch it off. This right here is a bit of a drip system I rigged up out of 1 liter water bottles. And it works pretty well. Keeps them tomatoes healthy. Here's my little marigold. I transplanted it. It is, as you can see, got a bud on it. It's about to open up. Here's one thing I don't understand. All these tomatoes were planted at the same time, in the exact same conditions, kept in the exact same conditions the whole time. These two are much bigger than these two. And the one in the middle is kind of in the middle. And I don't understand what the difference is. So, anyway, over here, these are my pepper plants. Now, if you've read my blog, you know that I had one that was planted right here. It died. And I finally when I came out yesterday morning, it didn't have any leaves left on it. They had all dropped. So I pulled it up and put it over here into my hot compost. And this hot compost gets hot. I put my candy thermometer in there one day earlier this week, and it got up to a little over 140 degrees inside there. So I think that qualifies as hot compost. It's not going to get hot today. It feels good out here this morning. Okay, let me come over here. And yes, I know I need to weed eat. I'll probably come do that here in a little bit. This is English thyme, rosemary. I don't know what variety of rosemary, whatever you get at Walmart. I didn't even know there were varieties of rosemary until just recently. I think it was Brian at Next Level Gardening mentioned it. Okay, this is one of my cayenne peppers. My lemon balm, which is taking over the world. Back here in this corner, I have, it's called broadleaf sage or garden sage. And then these two, when I came out yesterday morning, they were completely knocked over, even though I had them staked. So apparently those storms got pretty rough Friday night. A couple of more marigolds. This right here is Greek oregano. And this is French tarragon. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of blending in with the grass. And this is tickseed or tickweed, something like that. I'm going to clear all, I mentioned in my last vlog, I was going to clear all this out and put a native pollinator garden in this section. I'm just waiting for it to cool off a bit. Okay, this basil right here had a big old branch that was broken off. So I went ahead and cut it down. That's it right there, cut it off at the bottom. But it's putting out new growth from the bottom, so it's going to be okay. And as you can see, I have let my basil go to flower because I have got more basil than I know what to do with. So I'm just letting it grow wild. Now, let me talk about these tomatoes. I was not at all pleased with these tomato cages because they just don't get high enough. You can see this one right here, it's drooped over. It's completely out the top and it's still drooped over. Oh, and by the way, oh look, let me see if I can catch that bumblebee. Can you see him? He's quite quick. These are because we got a heck of a lot of rain Friday night. And they've just split. You can still eat them. Anyway. But you can see this completely outgrew the top of the cage. Now I'm wondering if part of that's because I got this bed a little too crowded. Next year, I won't put so much basil in here. I have 6 basil plants in here. Next year I'm going to put, I think, just one in the middle and then put marigolds in between each tomato plant. But one tomato plant in each corner, a basil in the middle, and then marigolds in between. All right, let's get back to my peppers. I kind of got distracted there. This is sweet banana peppers. I'm down to 4 sweet banana pepper plants because that one died. And then this one over here, I had one in this corner and it got some kind of, oh, look at that thing. Those things, I don't know what they're called, but they can be so destructive to your garden. They are not beneficial insects. I like that one right there. Where was I? I'm rambling a bit. Okay. Then over here is 3 more cayenne. And I just harvested them this morning. I got quite a few cayenne. This one's turning yellow. I'm not sure if it's overwatered, underwatered, or just the heat. Because peppers are members of the nightshade family. And I could have harvested that one. I'll get it in a minute. They love heat up to a point. But lately here, in July and August, it exceeds that point. They don't love that much heat. Now, let me show you my zinnias. They are looking rough right now. Because what I did not realize they would get so big. So I had planted 15 zinnias in this little bed, which I realize now was about twice too many. So a couple of weeks ago, I made the difficult decision and pulled 7 of them up. So now I have 8. So what they were doing, they were too crowded and they were competing for light. And basically, I created the grown-up version of leggy seedlings. So I've been cutting them back, seeing if they'll get shorter and bushier. I've left this one for the pollinators until the others begin putting out. But you can see they're already putting out new growth. You can see. Unfortunately, this little one got damaged. So I don't know if it's got enough left to survive or not. But you can see these are starting to put out growth lower along their stems, so I'll just keep cutting them back. And they ought to do better now that they're thinned out and can get better light and air. And the parts I cut, I put over into this raised bed where they will compost down over the winter. And then I may move them off into this bed, just like make a two bin. But I'm eventually going to plant these. See, the plan was to buy these kind of little beds all around the edges, then have my 4x4 beds out in the center. But then when those planters started rotting so quickly, hang on. I'm trying to catch that bumblebee. There he is. Can you see him? There he goes. Anyway, when those planters started rotting, I saw how quickly they were going to rot. I switched to metal raised beds. And I found these 2 that were painted to look like wood. So I hadn't liked metal raised beds because I just thought they were ugly. I wanted something that looked natural. And these do look natural. So what I'm going to do is after the current growing season, when the first frost kills all this back, I'm going to move these beds down a little bit. Line these 2 up because you can see this is not quite lined up. So I'm going to scoop this one out a little bit so it's even with this one. And yes, I'm going to get that grass taken care of. And then as these wood ones rot away, I will replace them with these metal ones. And anyway, well, that's my little garden journal. The last thing I did yesterday, before it got too hot, was I measured and got this one into its final place. I need to get that trash out. I got the corners staked. I'm going to need to level the ground underneath it some a little because I can see it's like sloped downwards. But yeah, I'm going to take care of that after it cools off. And I'll get it filled up and ready to plant in the spring. And anyway, I hope this one turns out okay because Oh well. Look, my supervisor approves. Or maybe she doesn't. She's kind of twitching that tail. Well, I will check this one before I upload it. So, anyway, that's it for today. And everyone, y'all have a great day.